The Forgotten City, Pompeii's Dark Conspiracy. Why Pompeii was forgotten for centuries, a dark conspiracy that still haunts us. What if the true story of Pompeii wasn't a tale of natural disaster, but of a sinister conspiracy that erased a city from history? What if the eruption of Mount Vesuvius was just the beginning of a cover-up that lasted centuries, a cover-up so powerful it kept the truth buried long after the city was destroyed? In 79 AD, Pompeii was a vibrant, thriving city, a hub of Roman culture, commerce, and innovation. Yet after the eruption of Vesuvius, Pompeii was buried beneath a thick layer of volcanic ash, preserved in time. But this wasn't just the natural course of events. For 1,500 years, Pompeii was lost, hidden, forgotten. How could an entire city just vanish? Why were there no records, no attempts to find it, until its rediscovery in 1748? The real question is, was Pompeii forgotten or was it deliberately erased? Pompeii wasn't just a random Roman town. It was a city with hidden knowledge, art, and cultural secrets that could challenge the very fabric of our understanding of ancient Rome. The eruption didn't just wipe away people. It buried knowledge, symbols, and ideologies that threatened to disrupt the established order. Take, for instance, Pompeii's complex water systems, advanced plumbing, public baths, and aqueducts that rival modern systems. This wasn't just a city of villas and market stalls. Pompeii had a level of sophistication that most scholars weren't prepared to confront. Could this be why it was buried so efficiently? To prevent the knowledge of advanced technology and engineering from escaping? One of the most chilling aspects of Pompeii's history is the Vatican's curious disinterest. Pompeii was rediscovered in 1748, just a stone's throw from the Catholic Church's heart. Yet the Vatican's response was slow, almost intentional in its neglect. Why would the Church, which historically controlled the dissemination of knowledge, ignore a city that could have been an unparalleled treasure trove of ancient wisdom? What if there was something in Pompeii, something hidden in its art, its writing, its public life, that contradicted the narrative the Church wanted to preserve? What if the city's open display of pagan worship, its depictions of gods and goddesses, threatened the authority of Christianity itself? Pompeii wasn't just a random casualty of nature. It was strategically erased to silence a voice. Look at the way the city was destroyed. The eruption of Vesuvius was catastrophic, but it was also precise. Pompeii was buried too quickly, with ash and debris cascading in such a way that it preserved buildings and bodies in their final moments. But was it really just a natural disaster? Some argue that Pompeii's sudden disappearance fits the pattern of ancient power struggles, where cities or ideas that threatened the status quo were erased for good. Could the eruption have been a way to suppress a rebellious faction in Rome's expanding empire? Did Pompeii stand for something, freedom, knowledge, or even defiance, that was too dangerous for the empire to allow to spread? As archaeologists uncovered Pompeii, they didn't just find ruins, they uncovered messages, secret whispers from the past. The city was frozen in time, its frescoes, sculptures, and mosaics revealing shocking details about Roman life. But perhaps the most disturbing find was the plaster casts of Pompeii's victims. These are not mere victims of nature. They are frozen in fear, with their faces contorted in terror, their hands clutching their throats in a final gasp for air. Why were they so desperate? What did they know that caused their last moments to be so filled with dread? Did they see something coming, a storm of power and control that led to their violent obliteration? And it gets darker. Some of the art uncovered in Pompeii contains symbols that don't fit the official Roman narrative. Depictions of secret cults, forbidden rituals, and hints of pagan revolutions, all elements that could have threatened the official imperial order. Could Pompeii's art be hiding the true beliefs of a group that Rome wished to silence forever? Pompeii's rediscovery brought its skeletons back into the light, but many questions remain. What else was hidden? Could there have been documents, scrolls, or inscriptions that offered knowledge that would challenge the dominant narrative of history? Could Pompeii have been a center for early rebellion, a place where people openly challenged Roman imperialism? And more chillingly, could the Catholic Church have had a reason to bury Pompeii, knowing that it could potentially rewrite the history of Christianity itself. Now, in the 21st century, Pompeii's story is still being unearthed, but the question remains, why was it buried for so long? The city holds knowledge that could fundamentally change how we view the ancient world. And yet there are forces, both ancient and modern, that seem intent on keeping it locked away. What are we still missing from Pompeii's past? What secrets, what truths are waiting to be uncovered? Could we be on the verge of uncovering something that some powers would rather remain hidden forever? Are we finally ready to face the truth? The question remains, was Pompeii truly forgotten, or was it erased for a reason? The eruption of Mount Vesuvius may have been nature's wrath, but the burial of Pompeii may have been something far darker, a deliberate act of control designed to silence what the city represented. And if Pompeii is just the tip of the iceberg, what other histories are being buried even today to keep us from learning the truth? Could we be living in a world where the past is still being manipulated? Do you dare to discover the dark truth about Pompeii? The answer might be more terrifying than you think.